say.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. The name is JH. We gonna get right into the video. We're on it already, ain't we? Because you're watching? Yeah. I had a couple comments on my last video and I figured I'd address them. We're trying to go into 2022 with a positive mindset. There's always those few that want to try to throw salt in the wound. But I'm going to give you some cold hard truths about applying for and working for the post office and how it pertains to you in your own life. So I had to make some notations because as I read, sometimes I just, gotta make the notation so I don't forget. So let's get in it, shall we? We'll talk about the vest after. When applying, working, and making money, applying for the post office, working for the post office, and making money with the post office, because that's what my channel details, the process on how to apply, the work life, and I definitely show you guys a bunch of money from different paychecks. You have to understand there is not a safe, predictable formula. There is none. Each person's circumstances are different. Hope you're listening. There's no set rule book, not a YouTube video or plan of action to be successful. While watching, studying, and following the information that myself and a few other creators provide, it does lay a foundation to start. Unfortunately, every individual circumstance is unique and different. And if you read the comments, you will see everybody's circumstance is different. All I'm doing is reiterating what's provided to you in front of you so that there is no shock while going through this. Some places are easier to work at. Some managers are easier to deal with. Some routes are easier to carry. Some mail volume is more manageable than others. Some work hours are actually fair and not 80 hours a week, 70 hours a week, and crazy like that. Every individual circumstance is different. You have to understand, the post office is run by regular people and can be messy and uncontrollable at times, and it is far from perfect. But this is why we have the mentality to hope for the best and prepare for the worst. I always say that. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. When you step into the post office, you may have read a few people stating that they have an awesome experience. My man, CCA Nick, has a great experience where he's working. On the flip side, my man, come on in, Ricky Randolph, Ricky Sounds, he works, he grinds, but his experience not the same as Nick's. You don't know who they are, check them out. But the fact of the matter is, number two, you cannot have it all. Younger people, no one's work life is perfect. If you want a perfect work life, an amazing social life, and still have time for your own personal hobbies and all that other good stuff, you're gonna stretch yourself way too thin and burn yourself out. You have to understand that. Taking on too much at one time will lead you to being stressed and overworked physically and mentally. This is where you need to prioritize what matters most and what matters much. There's a big difference. Prioritizing what matters most and what matters much. Mentor of mine, when I was in culinary arts, he told me those exact words, and I didn't understand them way back when. And as life progressed, I understand those basic words now. Prioritize what matters most versus what matters much. Next. Despite your expectations, nothing is ever as good or as bad as you think. Our minds have the tendency to blow things out of proportion. Example, somebody says they worked for the post office for one day. This is slave labor, the worst job ever, dumb managers, failing post office. I was on CCA Nick's live feed and I'm reading this and I'm like, what was this individual's expectation? Seriously, you only worked there for one day. And that's what he came up with. His mind blew things out of proportion. Now, at the same time, it's never as good as you think either. Because when you see these checks that are posted, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, oh, that's some good money. $5,000 check. Then you only bring home $3,000. Then I see somebody say, man, why do we have to pay taxes? You work for the government. What you mean? Why you got to pay taxes? Let's be realistic. Oh, man. But these are the true hard facts. Think back to a bad situation at work or during a hiring process. Did a lower score on your tests really have a major impact on where you are right now working? For those that have stressed when they were taking the tests, now that you're working, did that score have such a major impact on your life right at this moment? How much money are you making today? How much more would you have made instead of making that 98 on your test versus the 100? Do you think it would have made a big difference? Honestly. Some people don't see this during the hiring process, and I tell everybody, hey man, the score really doesn't matter. And people tend to get in the comment section, yes, if I would have got a score, I would have gotten hired. Do you think you would have been in a better place? Again, our minds have the tendencies to blow things out of proportion. Remember that when you're applying. Remember that while you're working there. Did a situation at work when you were late change how much money you're making today? Did a situation where you had an argument with a coworker change how much money you're making today? Or where you're placed in your position today? How much more mail you have to deliver? Did one thing actually tie into the other? Think about that. I mean, seriously, sit back and think about what I just said. When you care a lot about something or overthink, it makes you blow it out of proportion in relation to your life as it is a whole today. Any person that is now employed can vouch for this. I had a buddy, he knows who he is. He was concerned about this test. He only scored a 70 some odd. He one of those people that I put his big check up there. I don't think that if he would have made an 85 versus his 70 something, he would have made more money than that. It doesn't work that way. That's not how the process works. Don't stress yourself. Whether it's something good or bad, no one thing is going to dramatically improve or ruin your life. It's a series or chain of events and decisions that we make on our journey that help mold our tomorrow. No one thing is going to change your life. This goes back to an individual stating that he quit his job because of me and blamed me, how he left his desk job and so on and so forth. His one decision dramatically changed his life to work. What did I say to convince him? I don't think I said very much. I didn't convince anybody. I provided information the same way I do now. I hope these things are stringing together for you so that you understand it's a series of or chain of events and decisions that we make today during this journey, whether you choose to apply or don't apply, that help mold your tomorrow. Which leads me to one of my most important statements. Pay attention. You guys tend to drift off. You will never be younger than you are right now. Boom! Pause the video. You didn't pause it, but you're never younger than the moment I just said 2 seconds ago. Why put off till tomorrow what you can do today? I call that procrastination. I get people that say, hey, I got a test I'm about to take. I'm going to take it in 3 days after I study. And I say, why don't you just take it today? You watching this video might have been one of those people that I said it. It wasn't for me to try to talk down to you. But remember, you will never be younger than you are right now. Why put off till tomorrow what you can do today? Why procrastinate? You only have a certain amount of time in life to build a future, to make the difference you want to make in your own life. Don't wait for the perfect time or opportunity to present itself. If you wait too long, you'll find that the time to act may have passed you by. It may have passed you by. Decisions that you're making or thinking about doing, whether it be to apply for the post office, to apply to another position, or whether or not you've given up because they let you go during the holiday season. Don't wait. Just do it. Think about what matters most and what matters much. I've always left an open door to say, I will help those that want the help. I will provide you the information. I will do my best. But don't procrastinate. Don't continue to ask a series of questions of what if. So what if I apply for the one over here versus the one over there? Everybody's circumstance is different. Every scenario is different. I'm not a mind reader and I can't predict the future. All I can do is think about what I've done today. If I reflect on my past and say, what could I have changed yesterday? I'd never get ahead. 2021 is left in the past. And everything that was negative with it, it's left in the past. I don't want to drag that with me to the future. 2022 is going to be a good year for me. It's going to be a good year for you. I'm hoping that you understand the psychology that I have or the thought process that I have when providing information in order for you to absorb it, apply it to your own personal life when it comes to this place, and make it work and make it happen. Make it happen. Like Nike, just do it, baby. This is JH. I'm hoping you could focus today. I put this thing on so that people didn't give me those funny comments and get in my email with some really ridiculous comments about a shirt that was a gift for me. Anyway, you all have yourself a blessed rest of your day. Another video will post soon. This is JH. Have a great one.